designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for talk.
January 27th to February the 10th, 2009. Who can forget it? If you lived through it, you will never forget it. Let us show you tonight some of the things that have gone on in the city of Kennet. Actually, we're starting out in the mayor's office. And Mayor, it was a historic time, right?
Yes, it was, especially for me. I didn't think I was buying into this kind of a project when I ran for our mayor's office.
All right. Now, it's turned out, with all of the ice and snow and all of the problems, turned out to be quite an expensive thing for the city, right?
Oh, yes. City like gas and water, their bill is going to be probably $5 million or more.
No, really?
Yes.
All right. Now, we have help from FEMA, I understand.
Yes, they're committed to pay 75% of the total bill. Of course, the city's portion of that is, I don't know where we are right now. I'm going to estimate that the cost of just picking up the trees and limbs is going to be in excess of $500,000. And then
The city's part? Or with FEMA's help?
Well, FEMA's help is going to be over $500,000, and that doesn't include all that we've already spent in those first 10 days after the emergency. So.
Okay, the big thing was what? Getting the streets where people could drive down?
Yes, and then making them safe, or because of the lights out,
Yeah.
we increased the amount of policing that took place, and we generated, I don't know, in that first few days, over $48,000 just in overtime expense for the police department.
Okay, all right. Now, I know that the limbs are being picked up. There's a lot of work going on now, even. Now, who's in charge of this?
Galen Mullins is the project manager for the debris removal. Of course, Galen's retired, and so he
So he's gone to work.
Yeah, but he is doing an excellent job, along with Gerald Granger, retired plant manager from Parker Hanfin, as his immediate supervisor. So between the two of them, they're doing an outstanding job of coordinating this program to get our limbs hauled away.
And I think Galen's out working somewhere in the city right now.
I certainly hope so, yes.
All right, we're going to go find Galen.
All right.
We found him, and one of the trucks is being loaded pretty well. Galen, how many people do you have working today?
So we've got 6 or 7 crews that are picking up limbs, you know, and throughout the city. We've got them in the northwest and southwest and up in the northeast.
Now all of these people, how did you find? I see New London, what, Wisconsin? This truck?
Yeah, we've got actually 2 different subcontractors that's here from Wisconsin. Now, Bamaco is the general contractor, and then they went out and found these people that, well, this is basically the work that they do. They go to wherever there's a disaster, and they just kind of, you know, follow those around, and they contract them with people like Bamco to come in and pick up the debris.
Now, I'm amazed that there are enough disasters to keep people busy like this.
Well, you know, since Katrina and since we had the hurricane that come in down in Houston,
yeah.
And then remember last year up in Iowa with the floods, and
right.
And then there was some major ice storms up in the northern part of Missouri about this time last year. So, strangely enough, there's just people that just do this for a living.
Oh, okay, all right.
But we've got 2 subcontractors that's here from Wisconsin, and then we've got another local contractor, and then we have some other folks that are from over in Greenville, Tennessee.
FEMA, I understand, is who's paying 75% of
right.
all of this.
That's right.
And you are working with FEMA.
Well, I actually work for the city.
All right.
I'm the project manager for the city, but I work with FEMA, and then I work with a general contractor. We coordinate, to make sure that we're getting all the debris picked up.
Now, does FEMA do this all over for every disaster? FEMA comes in and helps pay, like the mayor said, 75%?
Well, the area has to be declared a national disaster area, in other words, by the president.
Okay.
And that's what took a while for the city of Kennett to be granted, that status. So, but once that was approved, then we, were eligible for the 75%.
Now, Galen, how big an area? Is it just the city of Kennett? Is it Dunklin County? What's the actual area?
Okay, the city of Kennett has a crew or a contractor, and Dunklin County also has a contractor.
Oh, okay.
So there's, and the other cities in the area, like Malden, they'll have a contractor as well.
So the whole county was declared this disaster.
Right.
And so every city is doing their own thing, and the county.
That is exactly right.
So
yeah,
this
it's
is
a
a
major area.
Major
work, I guess you'd say.
Major work, and okay.
I might mention we also have crews that are in the city that are trimming the trees. See, all of they call them hangers, the tree limbs that are broken off.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be trimmed up if they're over the city right away, over the streets and alleys and things like this.
Yeah.
So we have a crew working, on that as well.
You have a crew of hangers.
Have a crew of tree trimmers.
Oh, okay.
That's cutting down the hangers. That's
All
right.
All right. Good. Well, how long do you think this whole operation is
Well,
gonna take?
we started on March the 2nd, and hopefully we'll be done within 45 days. So by the middle of April, we should be finished.
Okay. Now, Galen, aside from what FEMA is doing, I hate to think about what it's costing us to get our trees trimmed also.
Right.
So
Right.
private people are doing a lot of things also.
There's a lot of folks in the city that have hired local tree trimmers or tree trimmers that's
FEMA
coming in.
doesn't pay for
They
any
don't pay
private?
for any. No private funds are available. No.
Okay.
But they're paying to have their trees trimmed, and then they're hauled out to the
Which is a
compost
big help.
site,
Which is
a real big help.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the site has been inundated with private people taking their limbs out, I understand.
Right. That's exactly right.
All right, we might go out and get a shot of that at some point.
Okay.
I
we can do
understand that is really a site.
Yeah, we actually have a site that's burning debris, and then the compost facility is just a huge pile that we have out there.
So the private people can use the compost facility.
That's right.
And
The
where
contractors.
will this load, this contractor's load go?
The contractors will go just east of the compost site,
All right.
and
are they
and-
not burning theirs?
and they're burning theirs.
They are burning
Right.
theirs.
The
All
city
right.
is not burning in the compost site yet.
Okay. All right. So, well, there you have a lot of the work that's going on. Now we're going to show you a lot more pictures of the work that's being done. Okay. Where is he going?
Okay, he's going out to the unload site where this will be unloaded and it's being burned at the present time.
Oh my, look at that pile of ashes. Oh, all of the trees in Kennett. We're at the compost facility and much activity going on here. You see, as we said, the burning pile, and something new's been added. Galen, what in the world is this observation tower?
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's an observation tower. And the way the contractor is being paid is by the cubic yard. And each of these trucks have been measured to determine how many cubic yards they will hold. And then as they pass by this tower, we have a man up there that will look in and say, well, the truck is 90% full or 75% full, etc. And then that's the way we determine how many cubic yards, has been hauled off from the city.
And that's
and
how
brought
the
out and burned.
contractors are
that is how
paid
they're
for
gonna be
how many
paid.
cubic yards. Now,
Mhm.
that pile that is behind over, what's that?
Okay, now that's what the citizens of Kennett have brought out, and the folks that they have hired to do their individual property work.
Okay, now just
And
a minute.
that was-
Do you need us to get out of the way? Do you need to do something else? Okay, go ahead.
Now that's what the mayor was referring to earlier. I believe he said that there's something like 50,000 cubic yards there that will have to be burnt later. I believe the plan is to burn that once we get through with the contractor's work for the city.
Okay, now, private people can bring it. Who's eligible to put trash out there?
Anyone that's a resident of Kennett, the city limits of Kennett, can bring that there. Oh, I might mention, I believe the mayor is working on another deal to where maybe that won't be burnt, but instead it will be chipped up and sold. So he's also working on that as well.
Okay, all right. And so somebody is here all of the time to help the contractors unload.
Right,
that's
right.
part of their...
The tower is open from 7:30 of the morning till 7 in the evening, basically from sun up to sundown.
Okay, all right. So this is how the city of Kennett is getting rid of a lot of, well, just limbs.
Limbs, yeah.
Limbs and trees. The big logs, the base of trees. Yeah. Do they come out here and go?
They're brought out here as well, and burned. And that fire was started on March the 5th, I believe, and is still burning.
All right. So 2 weeks later, it's burning, and it's going to burn 2 more weeks, I think, or 3 or 4.
Right.
As long as it takes to pick up this pile.
As long as it takes.
You have been watching Time for Talk.